Hi, welcome to our game, Boss Monster. Before you begin playing, it is important to know the different types of cards. First of all, we have heroes and epic heroes. These will be the monsters that you will be fighting in the game to win. The goal is to collect 10 souls, or dead heroes, before you accrue 5 wounds, at which point you immediately lose. Before you play, determine how many players you have, and take the number of icons down here at the bottom of each card, and remove any that you don't have. So say if you have 2 players playing, which we will be for this demonstration, you will remove all heroes with 3 or 4 of those icons on them. We have already done that for these 2 decks. Next, we have bosses, which each player will be dealt 1 at the start of the game, randomly. Once each player has been dealt a boss card, they are removed from the game. You will not use any other boss cards. So at the start of the game, each player is randomly dealt a boss card. They will stay face down until each player reveals them. And these are the boss that player has for the rest of the game. At the bottom left of each boss, there is an XP total, and that XP total shows which boss acts first, or which player takes their turn first. So once these are dealt, players can move around the table and sit down in XP order to make it easier, so you can just go clockwise. Or you can just stay as is if you want. Each boss also has a level up power, where once you build 5 different rooms in your dungeon, that power goes off, and it only goes off once. So once your hero's leveled up, you can put a token on it, or just everyone remember that you've leveled up, and then continue play. People's bosses have been revealed. Each player is dealt 5 rune cards and 2 spell cards. They then look through their hand, and they choose 2 cards total, and they can be of either type, and they discard those 2. So say, for example, we do not want this card and this card. We would choose those, put them face down, wait for every other player to choose their cards to discard, and then put them all in the discard pile at once. Also note that in your hand, when you're dealt it, if all of your cards are advanced trap or advanced monster rooms, you can completely reshuffle that hand and get dealt new cards. One of the important things you'll need to know about this game are the room cards. So you'll have trap rooms and monster rooms, and these will make up the basis of your dungeon. They will play from your hero to either the left or the right, and they'll build in that way. So you'll start with one, then you'll build another, and so on. Advanced rooms are denoted by gold icon as opposed to silver in the top left, and they can only be built on a room with the same treasure type, which is in the bottom right. Treasure types are used to attract heroes to your dungeon. So when a hero is going to go into a dungeon, you count how many treasure types each player has, and the player with the most of that treasure type gets that hero to go into their dungeon. And in the bottom left of a room card, there will be a heart with a number in it, and that is how much damage the room does to any heroes that go through it. Once a hero accrues enough damage equal to or greater than their health, they go next to your boss hero face down as a soul. If they make it all the way through, they stay face up at the end as a wound. Then spells are divided into 3 types. They will have either hammers, axes, or one of each. And that shows what phase the spell can be played in. So during your turn, you can play a hammer spell during your build phase. You can play an axe during the adventure phase when heroes are going through your dungeon. Spells with both may be played at either time. Alright, let's practice a round of playing. So both players have their bosses. Now, each player selects the 2 cards they were dealt, or 2 of their 7 cards, and discards them. They should both start face down until both players have discarded. Then they will go to the discard pile as one. Now, each player may build their room to start the game. And now in XP order, they are revealed. So if anything happens when they start, that goes on, but it doesn't look like anything happens. Now, you begin the first phase. You flip over one hero card, normal hero, for each player in the game. And these heroes will go to the town. Now that heroes are in town, each player enters the build phase. So each player selects a building and can go face down. Also, each player is dealt one more room. And once both players have placed a room face down, they flip them up at the same time, and anything that happens goes in XP order. Anything?
No.
Alrighty. Next, it begins the adventure phase. So the heroes, the bait phase, thank you. So the heroes have their types in the upper right corner, what loot they want. So fighters want their swords and clerics want holy relics. So now the players look at what they have, and then the heroes will go to their dungeons. So since Declan has 3 swords, whereas Adam only has 1, the fighter will go at the start of his dungeon. The cleric will go to Adam's dungeon because he has 1 on. Note that if more than one player has the same amount or are tied for the most number of treasures, the hero will stay in town. Also, if nobody has that type of treasure, the hero still stays in town. Now the adventure phase begins. So the heroes will advance through a dungeon to the end and go through each room on the way, taking damage until they either die, which Declan's room kills it, so it goes next to his hero and is a soul. And the cleric has 6 health, compared to Adam's rooms only do 4 damage, so it stays next to his hero as a wound. During the adventure phase, though, each player can still play spells with axes as instant spells to try and prevent people from getting souls. So if someone has a freeze spell, for example, that can go on, say, one of these rooms, would turn it sideways or upside down or whatever works to show that it's deactivated. And that wouldn't kill the fighter and would cause him to sustain a wound instead. But that wasn't the case. At the end of the adventure phase, all deactivated rooms reactivate, and then a new round begins. Anyways, that's how you play Boss Monster. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, leave them in the post below and we'll try and answer it. Till next time.